Hi everyone, I am Deepak Gupta. I'm a honorary committee member of DLC's Global Health and Wellness Committee from the New Delhi chapter. And I just want to start by giving you a little introduction of myself. I started my career in the United States with KPMG and Price Waterhouse in management consulting, and then I moved over to Citibank in the US. So I spent about 12 years in the US and then decided to move back to India and came to New Delhi with Citibank. And I was the corporate banking head for Citibank for North India. So spent about good 10 years with Citi between the US and India. And then I moved on to executive search. I moved into Korn Ferry International as the country head and managing director for India. And that gave me a lot of exposure in the country. Did a lot of senior executive searches across the entire country, so met a lot of CEOs and promoters across the country. Spent a good 12 years building the brand in India, building Korn Ferry in India. Having done all that, spent another few years with DHR International, also in executive search, as their chairman and managing director for India. Having done all that, I decided to do something different, and I had a dream and a passion for a very, very long time to do something with alternate medicine and possibly link it in with doing something for senior citizens. I felt that the senior citizen community in India, which was growing very rapidly, didn't have really too many alternatives in terms of being in some good luxury, affordable kind of facilities. Most of the senior living facilities in India at that time were like old age homes, which were very morose and boring, and the current professionals in the 60-year-old plus kind of age group in India who've done well in life, have made their money, don't want to be dependent on their children. Many of their children are overseas, are looking for a place which could be an active place, a luxurious place, yet affordable, where they could have fun, have a dignified aging. So, with that dream, I started to think about how to put this all together and started looking for partnering with somebody who would have a real estate development type of background. And we decided to set up a company called Eden Retirement Living Private Limited. And the focus was to provide luxurious, affordable senior living in India, and at the same time bring alternate medicine combined with allopathic medicine, so which is nowadays called integrative medicine. So we have institutes of integrative medicine around the world, and they are propagating the fact that let's bring all the different specialties together, and we provide holistic preventive care to the people. And so with that dream, we put together Eden, and we decided to take the project to Dehradun. Dehradun is the capital of Uttarakhand, which is a state, northern state in India. And the reason we selected Dehradun was because it's a beautiful location. It's right in the foothills of the Himalayas. It's a location where you are close to a lot of the pilgrimage kind of centers like Haridwar, Rishikesh, and so forth. We decided Dehradun would be a great location because it was within just a couple of hours drive to these locations. The weather is very beautiful in Dehradun pretty much around the year. It's also a place where we have a lot of people retiring. It's a choice that people make to want to be in Dehradun. So all that fitted in together. Found a great partner, Sanjeev Vora, somebody who's done a lot of residential projects in Dehradun. So tied up with him, and we got going. And with that dream and with that sort of passion that I carried, we put the whole project together. And today, several years later, I'm happy to report that 90% of our civil structure is up. So we're building two towers at this location, two towers of 10 floors each, with apartments in 8 floors, and then we're putting all the services in the top 2 floors, which is going to have integrative medicine. So right from Ayurveda, naturopathy, acupressure, acupuncture, yoga, meditation, healing, pranic healing, healthy eating, all that stuff we're putting together. And of course, all the recreation, medical support across these specialty areas. So we're doing all of that, and we'll be completing all the interiors and delivering the project in about a year's time. So very excited that this is a very old dream and passion of mine. The Della Leaders Club, DLC, thanks to Jimmy Mistry and the entire team at DLC. They've done such a fantastic job. They are helping people connect from around the world, bringing people to each other, fostering support and collaborative efforts. So I think it's terrific. I welcome anybody from the DLC community anywhere in the world. If you're passing through Dehradun, please stop and have a look at the Eden Senior Living and Wellness Project. Reach out to me, happy to help, support. We're getting a lot of overseas interest in our project. We're getting people from the United States, UK, Middle East, Singapore, and other parts of the world who've shown a lot of interest. A lot of them have already purchased their flats with us, their apartments with us, and they are all looking forward to moving in as a like-minded bunch of people, which is what we are trying to create here, of an active community, a fun place, and what I call the affordable luxury niche within the senior living space, which is a very, very fast growing space in India as well as globally. I think the test case for this is my own personal story. I unfortunately got diagnosed with third stage rectal cancer on January 1, 2021. And I decided to, face it head on. I did the allopathic part of the treatment, which was necessary, and then decided post that. So I did my radiation therapy, which was necessary. So I did that, and then post that decided to opt out of more drastic allopathic interventions like surgery, as well as chemotherapy. So I've opted out of all of that, and I decided to do a lot of alternate medicine treatments. I'm also doing some additional stuff, such as there's a program called the Cancer Thriver program. So the whole intent was that use integrative medicine, which is what I'm bringing to Eden, but I wanted to start experimenting with it on myself, to use integrative medicine to get cured, and do all these things alongside, so that we have a holistic approach to healing, and that's what I've been doing, and it's done great results. I've been cancer free since March of 2021. Within 3 months of it being diagnosed, we were able to kill the tumor with radiation, and then post that to ensure that there's no recurrence. I've been doing all these other holistic kind of treatments, which I just talked about, and so far so good. Touch wood. Of course, I have to do my tests every 3 months to make sure that there's no recurrence. But so far so good. So I'm a perfect test case of my passion and my theory and my thinking. That let's look at life holistically. We lead a lot of us have led a very hectic, sort of. Global type of lifestyles and global careers and so forth, which brings its own pressure and its own demands, and the balance of bringing family and work together sometimes gets a little messed up, and I think that's why we attract these lifestyle diseases, whether it's hypertension or diabetes, or even situations like chronic diseases like cancer and so many other diseases. So if you can balance all this stuff with a more holistic approach to life, I think it just pays its dividends. So not only am I doing all these things that I mentioned as a reactive measure to my chronic disease, but I'm also cognizant of the fact that we need to also work on our diets. So I'm on to a plant-based whole food diet now. I've turned vegan, and so that was great, and I'm following through with that. Just do all of these things as part of your life, and hopefully you won't get into a situation like I got myself into. So I hope that the DLC members from around the world can take some cues from my experience of leading a very fast-paced life, which lost its balance somewhere, and I ended up with a chronic disease. I hope people can benefit from that, especially after this pandemic. There's so much that has happened, and so much we've learned in this pandemic that you need pure air, you need a place where you can go and just relax and tune out, be closer to nature. And that's what we are striving to provide in Dehradun. And I hope to connect with a lot of you DLC folks from around the world. And I hope you all will reach out to me also. And thanks to Jimmy Mistry and to the DLC team to bring this global community that much closer. Wonderful. It's a great job. Congrats to everybody, and my best wishes to DLC and to the whole team, and a big thank you to Jimmy Mistry himself. Thank you.